right, good morning, guys. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone is having. Guys, good morning. That was a lot of fun yesterday. I actually went back and looked at the recording. Good morning, Norm. How are you today, man?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing all right. Anything in my voice that's weird is because I was up too late trying to get my son to bed. But I'm doing all right. Hope you are as well.
Yeah, doing good, man. Doing good. The best part about it yesterday was you trying to hold back from laughing, man.
Oh man, I was
That
dying.
was
I was crying. I had tears in my eyes like the whole time. I couldn't read my screen.
yeah, it was something else. So, all right, guys, let's get to it. Here we have a decent gappers list. As you know, the market is down quite a bit today, 1.4 at the moment in the SPY, and our gapping down list at the moment is pretty decent. So we got a lot on here today, obviously being dragged by the market. Some good names in here. Cannot wait to get through these. A lot of stuff that we're pretty familiar with. Obviously taking a hit with the SPY, and the SPY is in a very interesting place. Nor I'm going to go right to it because the way it's sitting out on the daily now, it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to end up today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're down. We're down pretty big with a 1.4% gap and over a million shares traded. So that's a lot of volume. Big gap down. We are near the lows. I think we're just I don't know, 50 cents or so off of them, buck. So anyway, so yeah, a pretty rough day yesterday. When the Fed notes came out at 2 p.m. Eastern, we initially got a pop, and then Jay Powell opened his mouth and killed that. We've talked about it time and time again, man. If you go back to last year and fourth quarter, was it last year or was it really when? It's a long time ago. The fourth quarter sell off that we had before this big rally. Yeah, it was the year before last.
Yeah, year before
It was
last. Yeah.
yeah, it was 2018. That thing was essentially entirely sparked by him. One of his notorious press conferences. That entire dump right there. No, no, it's forward from that. It's September, October, on through the end of that year. Yep. So anyway, so he's notorious. That right there. That was essentially all started with him talking. And then of course we got big gains after that, after Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. But anyway, not he always has the ability to do that. That's why I do my best, and I always mention I think it's smart to stay away from trading right when that press conference is going on and the time in which the info comes out about the meeting notes, even if there's not going to be a rate change like we didn't have. So that having been said, that's where we sit on that. Essentially all sectors are down. Tech is down big. Biotech's down a chunk. So communications down and semiconductors down big as well. So for today, we just had jobless claims. I have not seen the number because Carlos and I were making let's see here, 860 versus 875. So they came in a little bit better than expected. And then we had a slew of data that all came out right at 8:30 when we started the show, and pretty much nothing else for the day. So we'll see how the market reacts and go from there.
Okay, excellent. All right, guys, we're going to skip the top highlights in place for yesterday because I actually didn't get to trade much, or didn't get to trade at all yesterday with some stuff happening at the house, with some work being done at the house early on. So I'm not sure how these stocks traded, but I do want to talk about the trade of the day yesterday. So the member trade of the day does go to, don't know their name, but their Twitter account is WRZ13. They had an amazing trade here on what seems to be I&O. So they took a great ABCD pattern here. And it's funny, I was talking to another trader yesterday, later in the afternoon, and they took this exact same trade, not his first entry, but the second entry. So it's just great to see when, different people are taking the similar trades. That means they're able to spot these opportunities and take advantage of them. So amazing trade here, both of them. You had the first one on there, and then the second one, and a great continuation on the second one as well. So great job there, whoever is WRZ13. So we'll give you more details on how you guys can join and enter your trades of the day of for this and compete in this competition. So, with that said, guys, let's go over to our gappers list today. We'll start with what's in the green this morning. I'm gonna just clean this up here and let's make some room over on our gappers list. Right over here, delete, and yep, we'll make some columns in here, some rows. All right, there we go.
You might want to turn your gain up just a little
My
bit,
game is
bud.
down a little bit. All right, let's put that
Yeah,
back. I want to make sure it doesn't kick into dark Vader mode here. So I just want to. Okay, is that better there?
yeah, much better.
Okay, perfect. All right. So with that said, guys, let's take a look at what's in the green this morning. SRNE in the green, up nicely today, 28%. Wow, that is very nice there. So good pop for them. They had a good day yesterday as well. As you can tell here, they had a nice green day in basically trending the entire day. So that's nice into the after hours. And this morning they're seeing a nice big pop this morning. Norm, any news on SRNE?
Yeah, they got the green light to go ahead with a phase 1 clinical trial on a COVID-19 neutralizing antibody.
Okay. So we'll keep an eye on this, guys. 10 million shares traded right now, up 26%. So again, this news is the real deal here. Really getting this thing pushed up nicely today with some amazing volume. So I will keep an eye on this one. Let's take a look at over our MLHR. This one, it is up 14.5, 153,000. Couple of really big days here. Now, typically not a stock that we keep on the radar. It is not a low flow stock sitting at 58. But if you look at this daily, this daily is not all that clean. Also, look at the volume down here. Typically trading under 1.5 million shares on their daily, and today yesterday they had a 3 million shares trade, so half of what they're used to doing on a regular basis. But today they had a big gap up 14.3. Let's see how this stock usually trades. Again, clean trading day yesterday, but I would love to see how that price action actually happened. With that type of volume, the price
Yeah,
action is not going to be great.
this their average daily volume is 723,000 shares.
Yeah, yeah,
I always find, and it may be the case, it trades great, but I seem to find that whenever that's the case, and it's usually that low of daily volume, that it's very difficult to trade.
yeah, yeah.
Just
It is.
not liquid enough, really.
Not for our style of trading and how, again, we're focusing on three things, right? Scalping, momentum, and possible trend plays. And this looks good now after the fact. But if you dig in here a little bit more and you look how that actually formed, it might not be the best. So I'm going to skip this one, guys. If it gets better, something happens, throw it back out to us. We'll take a look at it. But for right now, even the pre-market action is not looking decent this morning. VXRT, let's remove some levels. This one up 3.7. It looks like we had some action happening after hours on VXRT here. Somewhat of a decent day yesterday. Also great breakout yesterday. 9 a.m. here just broke out nicely. So good pop there on VXRT. Traded very well. I do like the daily that I'm seeing here this morning though. Possible continuation. We had a nice pop here. We consolidated the last 3 days between the 6 and what seems to be 753 or so. We're on top of that, not looking all that strong pre-market. But I like the daily on this one. Norm, what's your thoughts, and do we have anything on it?
Yeah, there was some late day news that came out yesterday about a patent filing in Europe that popped it after hours. So it popped hard, and then it seems to have been bleeding back ever since. So
Mhm.
um, who knows where this will go? One thing to note, and I want to thank Nuno on YouTube. I try to point out the stocks that we talk about that have high short floats, and SRNE definitely does at 29.3%.
I'm sorry, did they what?
The
Oh,
well,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
SRNE, the first one we spoke about that's on your list, has a high short float at 29.3%.
yeah. Good catch there, man. I do see that right on 29.3. Yeah, it's pretty high. Again, they're gapping up pretty nicely. Yeah, thank you for that. Absolutely. Kodak is on here up another 2.6. How did it do yesterday? I know it started to get some traction in the pre-market, had a nice big pop. Great activity in the pre-market action at the open. What did we do here? We got a drop. Yeah, so again, it's active. We do have shares for short on this one. Again, I don't like this stock as much as as I will like any of the other ones that I'm probably going to get to when we start looking at this gapping down list. We got some really good names in here: CCL, Nvidia, Workhorse, AMD, Piton. These have been trading so well. So I think there's no room for Kodak today, but it is active, guys. So if you do like to trade this type of stock, I'm gonna put it as a one of the risky stocks of the day. Again, I treat it as a low flow or a risky stock because it does move that way. Although it is not a low flow, as I mentioned before, this is sitting at 57 million shares traded. And I think we mentioned yesterday they had they were clear on some possible loan fraud or loan something unlawful that was cleared, and they did everything the right way by the book. So
So if that big pop, so the story on this one was after this massive pop that they had, it was a while back, right there,
this
that big
right here,
spike.
yep.
Yeah, that massive one where it was $2 the day before and spiked up to 60 and sold off. That some stock grants and purchases were made by officers and insiders of the company. And then very soon thereafter, that was brought to the attention of people. Of course, the insiders knew that they were partnering with the U.S. government for drug production, or at least that's what they were doing, is getting, I think it was $750 million from the government to
Mm-hmm.
start producing pharmaceuticals. And insiders bought and were given options and stock grants based on that. And so it people wondered if that was a legal issue that might prevent them from getting the 750 million. And it sold off ever since. So they had an
Yeah,
internal investigation saying that they didn't do anything illegal. Now, whether that's legit or not, who knows? But that's what their independent investigation said.
okay. So again, I'll put it on here, guys. I am not going to. I'm probably not might not watch it again. It's just one of these stocks where it got treated like a low flow stock, and I try to stay away from those. FRTA this morning, they are down 12.7. They're daily, very light on volume. A lot of activity out of this one, for the most part, but their volume really light, usually under 1 million shares on their daily. They got a nice little range here. What's the float on this?
This is a
18.9.
this is a this is a secondary offering, and their average daily volume is 362,000 shares. I don't think this is likely a good pick to have, but I could
Yeah,
be wrong.
yeah, yeah. This is just look at the rest of the criteria we have here. The daily doesn't look great, and also, again, that type of news doesn't move very well. And guys, and sometimes we get things where they actually they surprise us. We had
Yeah.
IMMU a couple of days ago. If you guys remember this one, this looked completely like a buyout, right? This was on 9/14, and then look at the open. Just it shocked us when we saw this type of action. So again, we're not always going to be 100% on the ball here, but again, you have to do the game of probabilities here, right? It is most likely that that thing is not going to trade well. So move to something that is going to trade well. And this one again just kept dropping. So weird to see that one do that. Here's play. This is Dave and Buster. So they are down 11.8 today, taking a nice hit this morning. Anything in particular with these guys, Norm, or are they just moving with the overall market today?
Yeah, they came out and said that if they don't have some changes with lenders, or lender comes forward, or some kind of financing, that they might be up against bankruptcy.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
So
this one, um, this one also has a short float at right over 35%.
yeah, right on the 35. So I'm going to add plate right on here, guys. We'll take a look at that one down nicely today, this morning. INO back on our list today. These guys are down after a big day, the last big day yesterday, and some pretty good days the last couple of days here. Again, three nice green days for INO today. Their pre-market looks great. They got a very active pre-market activity. And once they get more volume, as you can see down here, this thing is going to start getting a little bit better. Like here doesn't look all that great. It's very early, only 6 a.m. But notice how the volume starts piling up per candle. You start getting this nice flow, this nice pre-market action, which is what we're typically looking for. So I think a possible continuation today after such a great day yesterday. Volume is great as it usually is on this one. We'll keep an eye on that one. FSLR this morning, they are down 7%. This one is okay. We have actually traded this one doesn't trade a lot of volume, but we have traded this one before in the past very successfully. So I do recall that pre-market right now only 241. We're getting some decent action here after 8:15 this morning. Worth taking a look at the moment. Maybe a possible because there's some names down here that I do want to get to that are probably going to be very well today. Let's look at it. Tesla again. Tesla's been trading so well. Pre-market action is looking good. I think this is one to watch today, especially with the market dropping. It's going to affect Tesla. So we'll put Tesla right on here. Neo is next. Neo also great pre-market action, guys. Got some good volume here. 1.3 dropping pretty nice as well. So we'll
Hey,
add
bud,
Neo.
it's
Yep,
Neo. Is it
Neo.
Neo
Neo. I got Neo
or
and I got both.
INO?
I got
Oh,
both on
okay.
here.
Oh, yeah, they're right next to each other.
Yep, yep. So I got Neo. I mean, Neo looks a little bit better than INO actually. But again, they're both very active this morning. We'll fine tune this list. Again, it's gonna be those. It's gonna be a type of day where you see this list. This gapping down list is growing as more stocks start hitting that 100,000 the 100,000 volume. They're gonna start coming up here because a lot of stuff is down today, obviously with the market. So I'm gonna stop it there. I'm just gonna look at some of the ones that we've been obviously tracking quite a bit. This is Piton, one that's been on our list. This is also down nicely, a decent pre-market activity. I'm going to add this one. Might take it off later. Let's look at CCL and some of the travel stuff. So CCL right now, not looking all that exciting compared to everything else that we looked at so far. So pretty quiet. I'm going to keep this one off for now. Here's NVIDIA. We'll look at this one quickly. Also down 3.1. I want to take a look at what Apple's doing. I think that one might be a better one this morning. Apple has a better pre-market activity. I'd rather have Apple on my list instead of Nvidia this morning. And then we'll look at NCLH, not doing much. Volume is lighter. I'd rather prefer to watch CCL instead of this one. RKT, what do we have here on RKT? Is damn, we do have shares for short now on RKT, which is nice. Their daily is very interesting. This could be a good possible today on RKT. All right, I'm gonna keep it there. I want to give you guys some room to throw some stuff at us. Norm, what do you have that you like this morning?
I'm hesitant in bringing this up,
Hmm.
but it's relevant, and I wouldn't say I'm interested in it. But Snow was the IPO yesterday that was absolutely insane.
Let's take a look at Snow. Wow. Yeah, that
So
is
Snow priced at, I believe, 120 and opened at 250 and
yeah,
shot up above and shot up above 300. I think it got up to about 320
320 almost,
and
yeah.
then collapsed all the way back down to what, 253, I think it closed at. That was one hell of a wild ride. Who knows when, if ever, we'll see 320 again on that stock. It
Right,
may
right.
be, it reminds me of, what was it, Tilray, that went to 150 and
Yes.
back in
Oh
one
my
day.
God. Yeah, yeah.
But the Tilray wasn't an IPO. It wasn't on its IPO day.
Right, right.
But yeah, we'll see. It should be interesting. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole right now. It is a low float. I don't know exactly what the float is, but they only released 10% of the stake of the company, so
Hmm.
it's on the low end at least. It's a wild ride, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can't remember when we've seen such an IPO do these drastic moves here. So, worth keeping on here, guys. But again, be very, very careful. We do have shares for short on it already. Typically, we don't have that, but we do on this one. I'm gonna put it on here as a possible as well. Snow, very active this morning. All right, guys, what do you guys have today? Let's start with Mary Kay. She's giving us AMD today. Let's take a look at that. See what's happening there. AMD at the moment, uh, decently active. Starting to get to that 700,000 in volume, down 2.3 today. I like their daily. We're losing some levels here. Obviously, the market giving some stuff back, pulling some of these stocks down. But I do like the breakdown here we have on AMD. So I'm gonna put it on here. Today is the day where I'm gonna be very, very picky, guys. I might just pick a stock just because maybe I had some success with it in the past, or I just like the name even better because it's gonna be a lot of stuff on here that's going to look pretty good this morning with the way the market is moving. So we have AMD. We do have Amazon. Amazon. Let's take a look here. Amazon at the moment. Uh, I gotta say, Amazon doesn't have a great pre-market action compared to. Again, I usually don't watch this one anyways. I don't trade it. It's too much of a pricey stock. But look at their pre-market action. I mean, like an Apple or a Tesla looks so much better
Yeah.
today than Amazon. So, but again, I don't watch this. I don't know if this is typically the way Amazon starts and then it trades very well. I'm not sure, but for the most part, Amazon, Nvidia, these guys are going to be probably a better option for us today. DKNG starting to get going, getting some volume here the last couple of minutes. Let's take a look at our 5 minute. Yeah, so some volume coming in here, dropping down nicely after some pretty good days. I do like the way DKNG is looking here. I'm gonna throw this on as a possible as well. All right, let's see what else, guys. What else do you guys like? That looks good. That has some good volume and might be doing something a little bit more than what the rest of the stocks are doing that look very similar with the market down today. Apple, yeah, I like Apple. Apple's on here. Facebook, let's take a look at Facebook. This one's down 1.6, also very active, losing some levels here as well. Yeah, Facebook is good. Throw that on there. Um, SQQQ, yeah, you could trade this if you want to bet, bet against the Qs. You could do this. I know I never I think I never traded this one. I traded the Qs before, but I think I have never traded this one. So you could trade it. I don't usually add these ETFs on my list as on the watch list, but if I see something with the overall market moving in one direction, you could trade the SPY, IWM, any of these other ETFs that are good indicators with good action. All right, Nvidia. I think we have Nvidia? No, we do not. We looked at it quickly. It is a good one today, but I prefer Apple today. I think Apple's going to be the one I'm going to watch over Nvidia. They're very similar right now, but Apple's going to trade a little bit cleaner, the way it has been the last couple of days. And now with the market dropping like this, I think that Apple's a good one to have on your list here. Um, let's do a few more, guys, and then we'll go over to our YouTube chat, see what's going on there. We got Nvidia. Anything else that looks good you guys like this morning? Nope. Okay. All right. So let's go over to our YouTube chat. See what we have here. So we have VXRT. We have on deck. That one is on here, guys. I like the way that one is setting up. I like the daily as well on VXRT. ADBE we spoke about yesterday. This was also in play. Had gapped up. Look at the sell off yesterday. Again, I didn't watch the market
It's a
after
tough
the
stock
open
to
here.
trade.
Nice sell off, but as Norm mentioned, we
You've
mentioned we
got a
really did.
3.5. What is that? I don't have it pulled up. three
Yeah.
dollars and 82 cent spread. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's guys, it's a very tough stock to trade. Um, even this right here looks nice and clean, but the pullbacks that you get within the 1 minute after you're in here, how far behind the 8 ball you are the minute you take a trade, it's tough to trade. So again, I think today, especially today, we have so many other stocks that are in play, given our
Yeah,
market
we've got
situation this
plenty.
morning. That the Amazons, the this one ADBEs, you don't need to trade those today. You can stick to some of the stuff here that is going to be very active. Look at Tesla. Even Neo today looks good. Apple looks great. Amazing volume. VXRT is on, it's on the lighter side here, not as great as some other ones. AMD starting to get nice here. Facebook starting to get also pretty good. We need a little bit more volume on it, but they'll get it at the open. I think these are doing well. DraftKings, I do like DraftKings. I like their daily here as well. So I think we have some pretty good ones this morning. All right, let's continue here. Let's look at Oxy. Oxy is one that was active a few days ago. They are not doing much right now, moving sideways. And again, this is a hit or miss stock. You have some days where it does well, like it did here. This was yesterday. There was the day before as well. Was it the day before? Yeah, day before also traded very well. So you can keep this on deck, guys. I'm not gonna keep it on my watch list. We have some pretty good ones here that I'm gonna be watching today. Let's take a look at NVAX. NVAX, I typically don't like as much. I usually take it off my list. Had a great day yesterday. Look at this. So again, another one that could be a hit or miss. Had a beautiful day yesterday. The airlines too, guys. We didn't talk about it this morning, but the airlines had a great day. Look at United yesterday. Beautiful pop here yesterday. Giving some back today. So we'll be looking out to see if these are going to have any great trading today. But going back to NVAX, yeah, it could be a good possible on a regular day, but today, I don't know about today though. I'm not sure about today. JD, let's take a
I
look.
that stock is very difficult to trade even when it's in play.
Yeah,
If it's
yeah.
not in play, which it doesn't appear to me to be in play today,
Hmm.
I mean, it's what is it? Moved a half. It's gapping a 0.5%. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would be very careful on that.
Yeah, I agree. Again, it had a great day yesterday, but a lot of stocks had a great day yesterday. Today we have some others are moving a lot better. Going back to JD, we'll do a few more. Pre-market action is not here for me on JD, guys. It's down 2.8. Now, don't get me wrong. We've seen JD put a horrible pre-market action and trade very well, but I'm gonna stick today with everything that has a great pre-market action, gapping down nicely. Look at Tesla down 5.6, Neo 4.4. You got AMD 2.6, Play 11.7. So it's a little choppy right now, but that's a big drop there for them. So I'm gonna stick to those type of numbers this morning. Um, we looked at MLHR. I do not like this one, guys. Again, the volume is very light. It doesn't trade very well for the most part. We're up 13%, which is nice with everything else down. These guys are up this morning. So kind of going against the grain here, which is always good when you're looking for something to be not trading with the market, opposite with volume and great activity. But we're not seeing that volume and we're not seeing that great activity on MLHR. So and if you look at the daily, this is typically not a stock that we will watch, even with these numbers. Even if the stock market was gapping up, I wouldn't watch this one. So again, just gonna skip on it today. Oracle is another one, guys. Very tough to trade, but they're looking good this pre-market this morning. I actually do like this pre-market today. This is kind of giving some back after they had that big gap up here after dropping, right? They gapped up, dropped, gapped up again, dropped, and it's just like they've been gapping up and giving some back, and today they're not looking all that good. This got to go down at least as possible. Again, they're a tougher stock to trade, but this pre-market action is looking really good today. I like what I'm seeing there. Okay, let's take a look at two more. We got time for two more. ENSV. Penny stock, so we'll just skip on through that one. Let's do two more other ones. LUV airline. Airlines had a great day yesterday, but today they're not looking all that good. Very choppy and very light on volume. Their pre-market not looking great. Tesla we have, so I'm gonna skip on that one. And then AZN not doing anything good. All right, good. So Tesla, Sack is saying Tesla he cannot trade it because it always squeezes him and some slippage. Yeah, Tesla, you're gonna get
Yeah.
some slippage on a stock like that, but for the most part, remember this stock is 418, and their spread is at times 15, 20 cents, which is really really good. So yeah, you gotta account for some
I'll tell you,
slippage.
Tesla can be very tough to trade. I mean,
Hmm.
we've got a prop trader in our firm that trades it masterfully. I mean,
Yep.
it's amazing. He's got like a 93% win rate and makes money hand over fist trading nothing but Tesla.
Hmm. Hmm.
But it suits his strategy. It can
Right.
be very difficult to trade if you don't know what you're doing, though.
Hmm. It's like Baba. All the gray hairs I have on my beard are from Baba for trying to trade Baba. It
Oh,
doesn't work for me.
I don't even look at that stock.
But we have someone like, David from Connecticut, a great trader who he watches that stock all the time because he knows the in and outs of it. And he can trade it successfully. So, it depends. If it works for you, go for it. If it doesn't, it's all right. Just keep doing what works every single time. And what doesn't work, try to avoid that as much as possible and just learn from it. So
It's going to be an interesting day. I mean, the SPY is now, since we opened the show, the SPY has now dropped down. It's right at the 50 moving average on the daily. It's
yeah.
going to be really telling if that holds or not.
Yeah,
So
it is. In the last week or two, I mean, we've seen, and again, it looks like a huge drop, guys, but I mean, you got to go back and see where we're coming from. You knew a pullback was coming. This thing, it was down all the way down here in March, April, May. The run that we have had has been incredible. So at some point, you're going to get some kind of pullback, and we're seeing that today. So, all right, guys, let's get to the market, to the community announcements, and then we'll come back and fine tune this list.
I want to say one thing before I get into that because
Yep.
somebody asked a question about R's and trading in R's. I don't personally trade in R's. I can't remember if you do or not, Carlos. A number of our traders do. I mean, I do think in R's in terms of risk to reward on each given trade, but some traders specifically trade a uniform risk across all trades. So, if their stop is 10 cents away, then they're going to risk $50. Whether they're going to risk $50 on a trade or $100 on a trade or $10 on it, whatever their number is. That's their R. That's their risk. So if you take, a 10-cent spread or a 10-cent stop and you're risking $100, then you can take 1,000 shares. So, and it adjusts automatically. If it's 20 cents away, you would only be able to take 500 shares. So, and then the R is if it was a 10-cent stop and you made 3 R's on the trade, that means it went 30 cents in your favor versus 10 against you, and that's a 3 R trade. So I hope that I hope that answers the question. I know somebody also answered the question in the chat, but I already had said that I would explain. So there you go.
Yeah, excellent.
Peter's VWAP trading lightning bolt pattern success webinar was last night. Thank you very much, sir. That should be available as a recording today in the Education Center. And then next week, big news here, guys. I need to put this on the screen. Andrew, we're going to live stream this on YouTube, guys. So if you are not a member, you'll be able to watch this. Andrew's going to be talking about his scalping 1 minute opening range breakout momentum strategy that he trades each and every morning live in the room. That's, let me say, that's Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern next week. And then, like I said, it'll be on YouTube. Dr. Kat's Town Hall is already up in the Psychology Center. And then next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m., we're going to have Mike's doing his module 3, talking about the importance of discipline in trading, which there's probably nothing more important than that. All right, our weekly iPhone 11 Pro giveaway, guys. Trade of the week, we are offering an iPhone 11 Pro. If you win, and then you have to do a couple of things, claim the prize, we'll send that to you. Let me show you the rules real quick. So for the trade of the day, that's each day, Monday through Thursday, mark up and post your best trade on Twitter. Tag at Bearable Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at Norm BBT. Also use hashtags BBT family, hashtag day trading, hashtag stock market. We will, if all that's on there, we will find and look for and vote on the best trade of the day. That'll be announced by Mike in the closing bell show. It used to be later in the day trades weren't eligible, but what we've done is if you have a trade that you're not wrapping up before 1:30ish Eastern, you can actually submit it anyway, and we will look at it for the next days. And same thing with Friday, we'll look at it for Monday. So anyway, we will announce the trade of the week each day from the ones that won each day the previous week on Monday's closing bell show and on Twitter, and Tuesdays here in the pre-market show. And that person, if they do a recap and share a trade book write-up, then they will receive that iPhone that I spoke about. If you are watching us on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, you can do so at a discount. Use the promo code premarket24, premarket24. That'll give you 7 calendar days, 5 trading days, unless there's a holiday, access to the onboarding class that Carlos does live each and every Monday night.
All right, thank you, Norm. Okay, guys, let's get to it. Let's start here with SRNE. Let's see what we have on our list. SRNE, great pre-market action right now, up 24%. Amazing volume, so we'll keep that one on there for now. VXRT getting even more interesting, going from green to red, hitting that previous day close line. So I want to keep an eye on this one. Play, I'm on the fence. I mean, right now the 5 it's looking a little bit choppy. I do like that they're down 11.6, so I think this could be a great possible. We'll move it down here. But I know there's some other ones that look a lot better. So let's get rid of Dave and Buster's from this list. I know I do like very active this morning. Tesla is very, very active, guys. As you can see, dropping down nicely here. Neo is active. This is good as well. Piton is good also. Oh, man, they're all good. Apple, I like. AMD, Facebook. All right, we got to be picky. So let's take off Facebook for now. AMD, everything's dropping, man. Wow. I'm gonna keep Apple instead of AMD, but oh man, AMD looks good. Yeah, we keep both of these. That's fine. Piton, I'm gonna take that one off. That one doesn't look as great. It looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, but just comparing to everything else that we have here, not as good. Neo looks good between Neo and INO. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so that's not too bad. Let's do that. These all look great, guys. To be honest, these are all really good. Even our secondary list. Oh, that's not looking good. FSLR. Let's get rid of that one. RKT. Let's get rid of that. DKNG is good. Love that drop there. Oracle is amazing. Got through some 3 really good ones here, and I'll drop some more from here. We need to get rid of at least one from this list. So Let's start with SRNE. They are up today trying to hold this nice gap up that they had today, 22% right now, with some amazing volume. 1208 high of your pre-market. Above this, we do have a great area right on here, guys. You see this level 1441 tested by a couple of days in this area here as resistance. Finally, we broke out that with a nice gap up all the way up to almost $20 here, 1938. So pretty good pop there towards the top. In between here, though, if this thing wants to be strong today, above 1208, in between this area, there's not a great daily. I think we talked about this before in the past. But if you look around here, you have several days around 1317, either having some kind of rejection, support, or their opening day is around that price range. I want to have that on there just as a possible if we decide to claim this pre-market high once again. Right now, we're struggling big time on this one. Nice big gap up, and now we're just kind of slowly giving it back here. Price action right now sitting at a great area of support. I'm going to mark it right on there at the price 1017. You can see on this daily great resistance, beautiful support, one, two, three times here, finding support at that 1017 price target. Then below that, you have your low of your pre-market around 932, which is a great level too, because you see how many times this thing has been tested as resistance right on here. So that 920, 932, great level to have as the low of the pre-market, being supported by other dates as well. So SRNE is looking good, guys. VXRT, I love the daily here. Not so much the pre-market action now because we're dropping. But man, this thing, if it was not such a red day here in the markets, this thing looked like it was going to go for its next leg here towards the upside. But obviously, the market is making some changes to some of these things today. These guys are have the pre-market at 830, so we'll mark that down. Above that, we have a beautiful consolidation support line around 913. Right here, you can see how many times we had the support happening at this level, so that's great. And then towards the bottom right now, we're trying to make a new pre-market low, getting below the previous day close here at the moment. Then below that, we do have the highs and lows from the last two trading days. So let's give this a little more room. Let's see where the pre-market low is going to be. I'm going to mark it for now. I might delete it later. I'm going to mark the 691 because we do have some days here using that as a point of rejection. Also, some of these couple of days here using support and opening and closing around that 691 for now. But let's see what the pre-market does in a couple of minutes. We'll come back to that one. Here is INO. So INO, probably one that I'm going to drop down, but let's get the levels done. High of the pre-market 1780. Below that, we do have 1653. We do have our highs and lows from yesterday surrounding that range already. In the pre-market of the 5 minute, you want to mark down the 17 price target here. The 17 price level, you can see how many times we tested at this morning in the pre-market. So I think that's going to be important. Throw a level on there just in case we're going to bounce around that for part of this morning after the market open. Below the low of the pre-market 1653, we do have 1497. Great area of resistance over the last over this range here, probably about 7 days or so. That cannot be support. I'm going to have that on there. Let's see what the pre-market does. It looks like we're going to go back down and test our pre-market low. Let's see if we're going to break or hold that. Here's Tesla, guys, dropping down nicely. Where's the pre-market low? Right here. Pre-market low sitting at around 410. So I'm going to mark that. Your pre-market high pretty much stuck between the highs and lows of between the lows of the last two trading days. So I don't need to do anything there. Within here, you do have some days. You have some targets. You have here over 419. That's a good one. You can see this playing out nicely with the pre-market as well at the moment. And then below this, if we were to lose this level off the daily, not the best cleanest daily chart here, but we do have one right on here around 398. So I'm gonna keep that one on there for now. We got some pretty good levels, pretty good action on Tesla this morning. So next is Neo. Neo, again, I'm not gonna mark the pre-market low right now. I'm gonna mark the next level from our price target, which is going to be the 1754. Let's see how the pre-market low develops here. Towards the top right now, pre-market high sitting at 1880 right over here. And then above that, highs and lows from the last two trading days, plus the previous day close got you covered there. So let's see how this pre-market action comes down to and where we can mark our pre-market low. Right now, we're sitting at 1805, which could that be a good level for us? Maybe. You know what? 1805 is a good level because we do have some days. If you look at that price line right now, look at the days, how many days are opening and closing around that price level. So yeah, let's put that 1805 now. We might break that as far as low of the pre-market, but I think that's a good one. Oh man, did I just remove my levels? Yes, I did. Let's bring them all back here. We have one right over here. And then we can mark this one down too over here. So we have a 1880 high of the pre-market. We do have our 1805, 1749 guys, and 1656. Here is Apple. Let's remove some of the stuff we have on Apple. It's got some fresh levels in here. Again, pre-market just continues to drop here, guys. What's the next level we have? Oh, this is a good one right on here. 108.10. It's a great level here off this daily. Great support. Above that, we do have another one right on here around 110 being tested, tested here and several days here as resistance and then support. So that's a good one. And you can also see in the pre-market now how we're, just moving around that price target early on in the pre-market, right after market opened up, even now a few minutes ago, testing that 110.07. So that's good. If we were to head down to our level here, 108, what's that? We have 108.12. If we lose that, the next one could possibly be 106.10. And with the type of day we're having today, if this continues, that could definitely happen. Now we have last AMD. I like AMD today as well. I love their daily on it because we're losing a lot of support that we had here previous day close as well in this area. Price right now sitting right at a great level of support. We're going to mark it down 174. 74 actually 73 97 to be exact. You can mark that there, and then next level if we lose that 71 45 as well. So got some pretty good levels there towards the top. You're pretty much covered with the highs and lows from the last two trading days, but I would mark down 75. You can see 75 is a great area of resistance. We dropped that there, and look at the resistance we're getting out of 70 75 in this pre-market. So that's a good one this morning. Let's fine tune this list before we look at what the moderators are watching today. So we have SRNE is okay, VXRT. I think I'm going to take Tesla off and keep Apple. I think Apple is a good one. So let's bring Tesla down. Tesla is great, guys. It's just if I compare this to like an Apple, I prefer to trade Apple. It's just a lot cleaner and much easier to trade. AMD I like today. Apple is good. Neo. Uh, I'm on the fence here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? I have six. Let's keep it like that for now. That's a good list. All right, let's see what our moderators are watching this morning, guys. Let's start with John. So, high of day breakouts as usual. He's watching for mRNA and also NVAX. Brian has a DKNG. He's watching the cues for possible short there. NKLA, VXRT, SQ, and CAR V. He has on there. Mike is watching the break of high and low scanners. Apple is on his list. Facebook and Nvidia. Tiffany likes AMD, Tesla, INO. Eamon is watching Tesla, Piton, INO, NVAX as is possible alongside DKNG and Apple as well. Thor this morning likes AMD, DKNG, SRNE, INO as a possible, Snow as a possible, and also Delta on that list of possible. So pretty nice list there for Thor as well. Guys, today's gonna be one of those days where you can watch so many different stocks. There's a lot on here, and if you look at our gapping down list so far, you can see it's just getting larger. So it's a lot more showing up here. This man, look at this list. Is this, yeah, wow. Yeah, this list is just becoming insane. And again, a lot of it with the way things are moving as stocks start getting more volume and getting above that 100,000, they're going to start showing up on our gappers list. And the way the market continues to drop here, as Nora mentioned earlier, we're sitting at this 50 moving average on the SPY. So it's going to be interesting if we are going to lose that. We haven't lost it yet. Again, we're right on it, right below it. We haven't lost it yet, but I'm going to see how that's going to be. We're definitely in for an interesting opening of the market, no matter what this does here because already we got a lot of volume, we got a lot of movements. It's setting up to be a very very fun day here. Um, let's see who else is in. We have Peter only watching AMD today. Very nice. Jared, he's watching the markets and also the queues. So again, he's looking to see what some of the market moves happening there. Andrew has a tight list today: AMD, Apple, Neo, Tesla, and Possibles,
Growing as
American
you speak.
Airlines. What was yeah, right? And American Airlines and CCL. The airlines had a great day yesterday. If you look at, I was watching United and didn't watch it, but watched it after the fact later in the day. You can see United had a good day. What is CCL doing? Did it get any better? CCL, their day looks good. Pre-market is still a little bit choppy, but that's going to change with the way things are this morning. And American Airlines, what do we have there? Good volume as always, 1.3 on American Airlines. So, all right, guys. Again, today your list could look completely different because there is so much stuff you can watch that it's going to look great. So that's okay. Looking forward to a very exciting market open. It is Thursday, and what do we have today? Anything for Thursday at the moment? Uh,
What's that?
I don't know. We have is Thor doing his event
Thor
today
tonight, I believe.
tonight. Yes. So looking forward to that. 8 p.m. Eastern time. So guys, have a great day. We will see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. We're going to continue to fine tune this list over in our chat room as Andrew and Brian come on and take us into the market open. Take care, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.